Did you know that 96% of the fresh fruit and vegetables you see in our Woolworths produce department comes from Australian farms? That's a lot of Aussie fruit and vegetables. Did you also know that Woolworths works with over 3,490 suppliers, both large and small? There are also 111,304 employees in Woolworths supermarkets and support functions. Today, we're going to meet one special supplier and one fresh food person to find out how lettuce is grown, picked and transported to your local Woolworths store.
Tony, can you tell us how long we've been supplying Woolworths with lettuce for?
We've been supplying Woolies for 17 years now, Chris.
How many lettuce would you supply, say, in a normal week?
Normally around about 30,000 heads of lettuce per week we send over to you guys.
And what's that in the crates?
Yeah, there's 6 in a crate, so about 5,000 crates a week.
5,000 crates every week, excellent. And Tony, beautiful property. Whereabouts exactly are we and how far from the distribution centre are we?
We're just southwest of Brisbane at Peak Crossing is the name of the little town here. And it's about 40 kilometres away from your distribution centre at Brisbane, so it's very close indeed.
In summer, it takes 6 weeks from when the lettuce is planted until when it is harvested.
So I see the team there are madly getting ready to harvest. Could you maybe go through the process briefly, what the team have to do to harvest this product to get it ready for packing to the store?
Sure, I'll just cut one for you, Chris. So we cut the lettuce off like that, pull off the outer leaves, and it gets placed onto the conveyor there. It gets washed on the way up the conveyor, put in the Woolworths Sweet Crunch sleeve, transferred into the crate, into the truck and off to your distribution centre.
In Queensland, Woolworths receives approximately 62 produce trucks, which can carry 22 pallets in each truck, every day. These trucks travel to our distribution centres, which are commonly called DCs. Let's follow the truck to the local DC.
Look, this delivery's come direct from the farm, so we focus on the deliveries between, say, midnight and 6 a.m. every morning, 7 days a week. What will happen then is the deliveries will be unloaded, as you can see through here, about 1,300 pallets a day, and it's up to the DC guys to check off each individual consignment, and then we hand over to our quality control team. They do a check to make sure the quality's at the right stage to send to stores, and then it's a simple process of putting it away in the rack and the product gets picked for the store that day.
Jared is the operations manager for the DC. He looks after all the movements of people, forklifts, trucks, lettuce and more.
What we look at is the stock coming in a 3-part series. So our inbound, our receipt, where we bring the stock in, we unload it and check it off. At which point we then put that stock away. Can be produce, can be a variety of products into the locations which you can just see back there. We then have a team of order selectors who go through and pick it, and that's the selection stage. So that's where we pick the orders for the stores.
Taylor helps the produce to be sorted.
We all wear headsets and T2s, and the T2 tells us what aisle to go to, and it also tells us what store we're picking for, and it tells us if we have 1 or 2 pallets, and then it tells us what lane to go to. And when it tells us what lane to go to, it tells us which numbers we have to pick from. So this one, for example, and the check digit, we have to call the check digit, and it will tell us how many pallets or crates to pick. And from there we put it on our machines and then we wrap it up and then take it to the lane, and it goes from there to the stores.
Here use what we call RF loading, so it's a radio frequency gun, and what that does for us, it ensures that every single pallet that goes on a truck is the right pallet for the right truck. So the guys will come to the right lane number, RF gun their pallet, simply then put it onto the truck, and at the end of the day the computer will tell the truck that the right amount of pallets has been loaded.
The lettuce arrives at the DC in the morning and it is at the store that night. We hope you enjoyed seeing how a lettuce arrives in your local Woolworths store.